Moyes' West Ham are a 4-2-3-1 defensive formation, having the centre forward alone against Arsenal's rear line rather than the front two. The attacking midfielder marked the middle line. In other words, the intention was to make it difficult for Arsenal to use force in the midfield, even if they gave up the strength of forward pressure. As a result, Arsenal tried to induce additional pressure from West Ham by placing the two in the middle line as before. The intention was to create pocket between the defence line and the midline, enticing one of West Ham's defensive midfielders to come out of pressure. The point of this game was how Arsenal make the two middle lines. As you all know, up until now, Arsenal used the left fullback to form the middle line. In this match, due to Zinchenko's injury, Kiwior played at left fullback. Kiwior has previously often played in place of Zinchenko and served as an inverted fullback, but has struggled to adapt. In the last match against Fulham, he played only the first half and was replaced immediately. Like Nuno Tavares, who was replaced in the first half of the FA Cup 2 seasons ago, it was a rare case that was replaced early due to an attack problem. Considering Arteta's tendency to sub players is quite conservative, Kiwior admitted it was difficult for him to play this role. Perhaps that's why this match saw Kiwior not consisting of a fixed middle line, but several players taking turns in the middle line, from centre forward Trossard to Odegaard, Havertz and even right full-back White. Of course, it was not enough to put a forward pass through pressure at the middle line like Zinchenko, but instead, the attackers' switching play was active due to non-fixed and fluid movements, which could confuse the opponent's markman. This scene is a structure in which Odegaard went down and built a middle line. It is an existing attacking midfielder, and a left defensive midfielder is out to prevent Rice. A centre forward was located to take advantage of between the defence and middle space that looked like that. It goes through the side and connects to the centre forward. The left defensive midfielder was still away, even though it was a delayed offensive development as the pass passed once, because he had to stop Rice from the middle line. Arsenal successfully carried the ball to the opponent while taking advantage of the pocket space. What about this scene? When the opposing attacking midfielder keeps Rice in check, White moves to build the middle line. He lures the attacking midfielder, who was attached to Rice, to himself while accepting the ball. The ball goes through the rear and connects to free Rice. West Ham have no players to stop Rice because of White. The right defensive midfielder of the line will leave. Due to that, free Havertz in the left pocket receives a pass. Then, he carries the ball easily to the opponent's side. In this way, Arsenal positioned the players in the middle line, pulling out the opposing defensive midfielder and showing them attacking the pocket. On the other hand, when Arsenal went down the middle line, there were cases where the defensive midfielder capped his position without pressure. In this case, the player who was free from the middle line could play without interference. Rice, who is alone in the middle line, is holding the ball. Here you see a player going down to the middle line. It's centre forward Trossard. The left diff midfielder marks Odegaard in the right pocket, and the right diff midfielder tries to press Trossard, then checks the back and backs down and chooses to mark Havertz. No player is pressing Trossard. He hits a long pass forward while securing space and time. It's such a great kick that he connected even though the markman was attached. Good opportunities are created as he dig into the back space. This scene also shows Trossard coming down the middle line. Gabriel passes to free Trossard, as the opposing attacking midfielder marks Rice. The right diff midfielder marks Havertz in the pocket. The left diff midfielder tries to put pressure on him instead, but he steps back and makes the choice to stop Odegaard. Again, Trossard has time and space to spare, and he hits a kick into the back space. Soccer successfully penetrated. He gets a penalty from the goalkeeper. It was Arsenal's tactic to attack according to the situation, whether the opponent's defensive midfielder pressed the middle line to give up his pocket or kept his position. Meanwhile, I think the most notable part of this game, except for the tactical part, is the input of Nwaneri. It was his second appearance, not his first in the league, but his first appearance against Brentford last season didn't mean much other than the record side, as he played a minute or so. But I've had a fair amount of time to play for like 13 minutes and appreciate the play in this game, so I'm going to review Nwaneri's play. The most impressive part for Nwaneri was the dribbling. I could see a lot of cheek touches or small feet in a short time. It means that you can respond faster to your opponent's defensive action. In this game, we could see several scenes where the opponent using this characteristic deviated from the defensive movement in the opposite direction at a fast timing. That's how much Nwaneri can continue the next play with time and space. Judgment is also important in order to move on. I was also able to see a glimpse of Nwaneri's judgment. This is the scene where Nwaneri participated in the left attack. It was located between the defense and the mid, but the space is very small. It looks like it falls to the side while receiving a pass from a short distance. It might seem like a big deal, but to me, the first thing that was impressive was that there was a defender on the side until just before the passer passed, and there was a side space the moment you got the pass. The second is that you took the movement to the side at the first touch. When the defense is so close and everywhere, each touch takes a lot of time. If Nwaneri had her first touch in place, the pressure would have come in right away. During the short time of receiving a pass from a short distance, he decided to use the space that was created in a moment and put it into practice. This is a scene where Nwaneri protects the ball from the opponent, the situation where the opponent is chasing. Here, Nwaneri checks the opponent's direction and takes a big step in that direction. Through this movement, he was able to prevent the opponent from defending himself. In this scene, when Arsenal's attack was cut off and the opponent's counterattack was about to be made, Nwaneri crept into the center from the other side. Next, we look at the opponent's pass route and receiver's movements and take a defensive movement that predicts the course of the ball. Odegaard cut it off, but even if he couldn't cut it off, Nwaneri would have been able to cover it right away, considering that Arsenal's empty midfield space was large, and that Nwaneri was the winger on the other side. It's quite an impressive scene. I picked up a few scenes of Nwaneri and analyzed them. He must have wanted to show something, but his calmness without being greedy was impressive, and he seemed to be a good rotation member right away. I hope to see him again for the rest of the season.